Welcome to the circuit board. In this video, we'll finally tackle the large oil deposit that we have on the map and design an oil drilling field. Previously, we built stone, coal and ore quarries in the central mountain range. The addition of an oil drilling specialized industry will complement these areas quite nicely and, together with the generic zone industry factories, will turn the region into a multifunctional industrial empire, providing the city with a very complete extraction and production chain. This is the biggest oil deposit on this map, and perhaps even the only viable location for extracting oil, so I wanted the road layout to be unique and special. After much trial and error off camera, I decided to go with a honeycomb pattern. These patterns are made of hexagons, polygons with 6 sides, making 60-degree angles between each other, so they don't fit the city grid as well as octagons, whose sides angle at 45 degrees. However, because the area is limited by the size of the oil deposits, and because I'm not extending this design any further than that, it's not really going to affect the rest of the city layout. The layout is sunken, built at a lower height level than the rest of the surrounding developments, and is composed of a total of 16 hexagons, split into 3 rows, with 5 shapes in the top and bottom rows, and 6 in the middle row. They are all adjacent to one another, resembling a honeycomb. I start by making the leftmost hexagon, using a circle with 160 meters in diameter, as I found this to be the most appropriate length for an area this size. I then start building to the right, using a set of guidelines to make the process easier. I start building the top enclosure, making sure the diagonal road is the exact same distance from the parallel avenue as the road on the other side. Other than that, I'm keeping the accesses pretty simple for the time being, as I will work on this area later. The oil field will be composed of 4 independent oil buildings, each one taking 3 hexagons in space. I've left some hexagons empty for aesthetic purposes. Maybe I'll add details with trees, pathways or something else. Let me know what type of assets would look good here. I then make the connections between the buildings a bit smoother and more direct, making travel time faster. For the bottom axis, I decided to convert the thin alley into a 4-lane avenue, but then realized the traffic volume was not that high, so I converted it to a smaller 2-lane street. I extend the road into the industrial site and go all around the oil field, in a circular pattern that will make travel a breeze. Finally, I work on the bottom axes. On the left side, I cut with a gravel road to the other side of the main road, with the latest bridging on top. The gravel road then connects to a nearby alley. On the other side, I go with the tunnel instead. I reworked the pathway and I adjusted the terrain to make it look more natural and smooth. This is what we have so far. The basic foundation and structure of the oil field is finally complete. There's just still a little bit of fine-tuning to do, such as detailing and decorating, but it is pretty much functional. So if we take a look at the efficiency and coverage, by going into the natural resources view, we can see that we have a few empty spots, so we're not covering the entire deposit. So this is of course not the most efficient design that is possible to do. I have left these empty spots in the middle for detailing and decorating, so perhaps we can put some generic industry, some housing, some water towers, or just some pathways. Or if that doesn't work, and if I feel that I need to up my oil production, I can simply extend to these hexagons as well, because as you can see, we could very easily cover the other hexagons with the existing mines that we have. So for example, this one could expand to this hexagon here, and to this one as well. The only one which we cannot completely fill with this existing structure is this one, but we can always place a fifth oil drilling facility if we need to. Overall, I'm really satisfied with the design here. As you can see, the spawnable assets are not very big. It's not like the stone mining industry where we have these gigantic cranes that can spawn if the area is big enough. So because the assets are small, I didn't go for a very large area. I think this is more than enough to have all the spawnable assets that these buildings can spawn. Taking a look at accesses, this area is pretty accessible. We have 4 connections at the top leading to this main road, and then 2 connections at the bottom as well. For this road over here, which was previously an alley, I've converted to a full-sized street with a stone wall on the left side, because the oil field is sunken in comparison to the industrial site, but overall I think it turned out very well. I've also built a couple of tunnels and underground accesses, so for example this one, where we have this road at the bottom connecting to this alley with the main road bridging on top of it. We have something similar on this axis as well, on this side, where we have a tunnel instead connecting to the main road. I've also adjusted the area of the districts, so we have Stone Grove and Primrose Heights as our main stone quarries, and I've also created Willow Terrace to house the generic industry. And now we're gonna make an additional district for our newly created oil field. This area I'm gonna affectionately name as the Oily Comb, because, well, you know what I mean. Eventually I will want to complement this area with some signature buildings, namely the oil refinery. I think that's a very suitable building to put on this location, but for that we need to place a technical university, as well as significantly increase the size of our industrial zones. So we're gonna wait a little while before doing it. That's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe for more. Special thanks to the channel members who make the creation of videos like these possible. Hope you liked the video, I'll see you again on the next one. Until then, have fun!